Hello, my name is Fred Rich, and I've been working to protect the Hudson River and Valley for many decades as a member of the board of Scenic Hudson and other organizations. The purpose of this short video is to tell you why Scenic Hudson opposes the proposal to greatly expand oil barge anchorages along the Hudson River. After you've heard our reasons, we hope you'll agree with us, and then join us in trying to convince the Coast Guard to say no. Of course, we understand that commercial vessels of all sorts have plied the waters of the Hudson for hundreds of years. Barges bring us the fuel we use to heat our houses and drive our cars. What we face now is something entirely different, a proposal to increase the oil barge anchorages along the Hudson by 500%. So why does Scenic Hudson strongly oppose this proposal? It's basically a matter of traffic. The requested 10 additional anchorages are designed to support 43 additional oil and chemical carrying barges, turning the Hudson into a sort of fossil fuel international superhighway. And what's so bad about that? We ask you to consider three things: the increased risk of spills, the impact on our waterfront towns and villages, and the damage to tourism and the economy. First, as everyone knows, if you increase the volume of oil and dangerous chemicals being transported, the risk of spills goes up accordingly. Barges are required to have double hulls, but collisions have penetrated both hulls. Given the Hudson's tides and the current lack of emergency preparedness, spilled oil could spread quickly, jeopardizing the river and everything that lives in and around it. Remarkably, 9 of the proposed new anchorages lie within areas designated by the government as significant fish and wildlife habitats, habitats that biologists have called irreplaceable. Of course, we live in a risky world, but this increase in risk crosses the line. There is simply no good reason that we have to choose to accept it. Second, these new anchorages pose a particular threat to riverfront towns and villages in New York and New Jersey. Imagine that instead of the peaceful river views that draw people from all over the world to live and visit, what they see are giant parking lots where barges, each the length of a football field, could wait for up to 30 days at a time, spewing air and noise pollution around the clock. And to compound the insult, 6 of these new parking lots would be located near the water intakes that those same communities depend on for their drinking water. No wonder that so many towns and villages have gone on record opposing the Anchorage proposal. Finally, we're building a robust economy in the Hudson Valley that is based on our fantastic natural resources and beauty, not an economy that is built at their expense. This proposal is a throwback to a different era, when we permitted industry to profit without paying the expenses and burdens they imposed on local communities. Let's not go back there again. Scenic Hudson's analysis shows that these new anchorages could mar the visitor experience at nearly 250 sites on the National Register of Historic Places, as well as at dozens of popular trails and parks in the Hudson Highlands and the Palisades. These are the historic, cultural, and recreational destinations that drive our vibrant tourist economy. So who would suffer? The thousands of local businesses built around the tourism and recreational industries. Scenic Hudson's work is based on the conviction that economic growth and environmental protection are not incompatible. Indeed, we cannot have one without the other. And over the past 50 years, that's exactly what the Hudson Valley has demonstrated to the world. So if anyone tells you that we can't have jobs and a strong economy without ill-conceived proposals like this one, don't believe them. It's just not true. We've cleaned up the Hudson River, protected its beautiful scenery, restored public access to its urban waterfronts, and built public parks and trails, while at the same time helping to revitalize agriculture and tourism. Today, the state of New York has a positive economic vision, which we share, for replacing fossil fuels with renewable energy over time and capturing the jobs and growth offered by the new technologies that will fuel our future. The one lesson Scenic Hudson has learned over the last 50 years is that the Hudson Valley we get is the Hudson Valley we choose. For a long time, we made the wrong choices, dumping dangerous pollutants into the water, cutting communities off from the river, and destroying the vistas that previously had brought people from around the world to admire the Hudson. In the 1970s, we started to make the right choices, cleaning up the water, reconnecting people with their river, and using the waterfronts to revitalize our towns and cities. So now it is again up to all of us to make a choice. Which future do you choose?